Okay, I think we're back. Are we back? Let me know if we're back. I think we should be. I see all green on my end. Might need a refresh on your guys' end. Test, 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 test. Let me know when you guys can see me again. And then we can do another clap test. Refresh and it looks better? Looks alive? Okay, clap. Did the clap test work? That was weird. I don't know. My computer just had like a big hiccup, and then I guess when it came back, everything was slightly delayed. Everything synced and good? Okay, cool. Sorry for that delay, guys. I'm really not sure what happened there. Very weird, but alright, let's get back to it. I think all the leaders have convened up here, so let's check in.
Is it really you?
You are indeed in sync.
Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Makutadek?
It's too preposterous to believe. How could a plague be ended by speaking with a god?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak. It's been weeks, Envoy.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting we've technically been gone for weeks, which is crazy. I don't know how much we want to tell them. Do we want to tell them I just killed a god? I mean, why not, I guess. There's no point in keeping secrets. We explain what happened. Maybe it'll get people to respect me a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I met the god of the living lands and destroyed them.
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thralls, and Temerity is still pacing her room, muttering in the dark.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those
damn.
already
I
on the
thought
brink of the
destroying
Dream Scourge.
Sapadal would
can give them comfort.
heal all of
Nothing
those that
more.
already had the
This will be a
Dream
process.
Scourge. That
The Dream Scourge was
sucks.
never going to simply
There will be
go
no
away
new
overnight.
infections, but we can't cure the people who've
I
already
suppose
been
it stands to
infected.
reason.
That
Found that
fucking
quick fix
sucks.
is often anything but.
I mean, we did the
What of
best we
this
could, right?
god,
What
then?
more could we have done?
What does it mean that you destroyed them?
Could you use your new powers? I guess maybe, yeah. What does it mean that we destroyed them? I mean, I don't... I gotta be honest, that doesn't matter right now. That really doesn't matter. All you need to know is the god is dead, the Dream Scourge just stopped. I don't know if we need to debate what does it mean. Why don't you explain to me why Paradise is on fire?
Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwine who called for the attack.
That's what I figured.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city shortly after you beat her to the garden.
So the city's been under siege for 3 weeks? That's not good. When I left Ludwin on top of No, I'm not gonna say that. Do we know the state of the city?
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradise is in pieces, and the remaining militia batters at the gates to no avail.
Is there nothing our people can do?
Given the state of our supply routes after the Dream Scourge, and the Steel Garrote's destruction, we expect the people trapped inside will run short of fresh food and clean water in a matter of days.
I mean, this isn't necessarily unexpected. I figured we weren't going to finish this game without having to confront Ludwin, and that's what it's coming down to. It's funny that Sapadal wasn't the final boss. It's actually going to be Ludwin. What are your plans for a counterattack?
Well, it's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should lead the effort.
There are too few of us to risk an uncoordinated effort.
So you let the Paradise militia go it alone? Even if our meager forces should make it inside, the siege won't end until Ludwig does. And none of you know how to kill her. Precisely.
Okay. Well, what happens next?
Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide.
All right, time for
together.
more big decisions.
But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Meerkat, and welcome back,
Already
Beast.
here.
Yeah, what was that word he used? Grefrem is an Adiran system of government where the Empire oversees their vassal territory with minimal supervision. The vassal receives military aid and orderly government, and the Empire receives taxes, resources, and conscripted soldiers. Why are you and I even involved in this decision, Heelgard? This seems above our pay grade.
Excellent question.
You have seen more of this land and met more of its people than any of us. Your opinion is informed. You were empowered by the Emperor himself to investigate an impossible problem. And against the odds, you solved it.
You entered a poisonous garden and killed a rogue god. And in our dealings together, I found you to be a person of substance and conviction.
Oh, thank you,
But
Heelgard.
mostly, it's because you're a Adiran, so I trust you. And these fine people here are going to do whatever they like if they don't agree with you anyway.
I mean, so you're saying that Adir is here no matter what, but what if we just united and empowered the different peoples of the living lands themselves? I came here to stop the Dream Scourge. I never came here to colonize this place. And the more we learn about this place, the more we realize that none of these people want to be under Adiran rule. They have no claim to this land. I'm not sure why they get to own it just because they arrived with ships. Why can't we just unite the living lands instead?
Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Well, what do you guys think? Turning to my companions.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Laughs
Someone
nervously
else's
in
laws
British
and authority
history.
is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
I assume the assembled leaders have thoughts?
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you. I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil. I'm open to uniting, if you are.
Thirdborn alone couldn't stand against the storm. But the might of all of us, together, we could deter any but the most fearsome adversaries. And that's what cannons are for.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god's power in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? Together, we could repair Thior and create such miracles of animancy the living lands will become the envy of the world. It would be the honor of my life to stand with my people beside you all.
Tell me about the other possibilities.
Of course.
So the other possibilities are they either become a colony, they become a Grefram, or Ludwig just fucking takes the place over. TSSO, when are we tossing the tea into the harbor? I mean, I gotta be honest, I feel like it's an easy decision for me. Will this be the hardest route? Yes, absolutely. But this land has been an island of misfits forever. So they can band together and do what they want. I mean, I just... Why? Why would we help Adir claim this land? They have no right to this land. They have no stake to this land. And if they do plan on allying themselves with the Steel Garrote, then we don't appreciate their work anyway. Is the Emperor going to be pissed off? Sure. But, like, at this point, we've seen all the peoples of this land, and they deserve to have their home. That's the long and short of it. I know what I want to do.
Well, don't leave me in suspense.
I believe we should fight for a united living lands.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
You can count on Thirdborn. Our cannons stand with the living lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some
It seems like every single one of our
On
companions
your
thinks this is
be
the
the
right decision,
consequences.
which is nice. I feel like they've never been united on any decision ever, so it's nice that they
Never
all feel that this
surrender,
is the right
envoy.
decision.
You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually the island. So long as her passion for Wodica lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
Good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible.
Yep. Let's do this.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwig must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradis militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
All right, I'll do my best.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodika's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza.
Understood.
May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
All right, here we go, folks. This is the real final boss. We stopped Sopadal, which was part 1. Part 2 is going to be stopping the Steel Garrote and stopping Ludwig once and for all. I am so ready. It's been a while since we were last in Paradis, and we're going under the assumption that we're fighting for a united living lands. I'm tired of the politics. I'm tired of the Steel Garrote's actions. I just want these people to live happily ever after. And much like I said, I didn't want the gods meddling in people's affairs, I think that goes with Adir as well. The people just need to leave the living lands alone. And look who it is here. That's a familiar face. This is pretty cool. Like, all the people we've made friends with throughout the game are here to help us. Even the ogres are on our side. Luckily, the Steel Garrote are going down pretty easily. Like, this is, like, almost pathetic. They aren't even putting up a fight, to be honest. Wow, especially when we got Ogre back up, too. That makes things pretty easy. Just melt these people. You didn't want the gods to interfere, so you took the power of a god and now you're interfering? Well, I didn't want gods who were unreasonable and couldn't control their tempers to interfere. As I said before, honestly, like, at the end of this, if I had the choice to just kind of, like, vent my power, I will. I never actually went into this wanting the power of the god. I just wanted to stop Sopadal. It's different when we do it. I could do it better. So that was sort of like an unintended consequence that I actually absorbed Sopadal's power, but if we can just use it to get rid of Wodica and then, like, vent it, I'm good with that. But we'll see. Things aren't necessarily playing out as I thought they would play out, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? It's a little bit messy, and we're doing our best. Ooh, thank you for the Starbucks, Ash. You're always sharing such delicious foods around here. I appreciate it. Yeah, look how many people we have on our side. Not only do we have all of our companions helping us out, we've got our ogre friend here helping us out, various members of the Paradise militia. This is so badass. We are just fighting our way through the city where this whole adventure began. I love it. This is a good way to end the game. Oh, where the hell did that sorcerer come from? I feel like they came from nowhere. The real key to victory. Friendship. Yes. It's always friendship, right? You guys have seen an anime before. It's always the power of friendship that prevails. Pretty sure Ash Ketchum told me that. Friendship is magic. For our freedom! For the living lands! Damn. This Paradise doesn't look anything like when we left it. That's for sure. Hello.
What are you doing?
It's Juliana. Hi. I mean, I'd love to chat, but I'm not sure we have time. Juliana, of course, is the healer who saved our life. Well, I guess she didn't save our life. Sopadal did, but she took good care of us. So it's good to see her still here, still kicking. I'd love to chat with her, but again, doesn't seem to be necessarily the right time for that chat. Oh, damn. They hit me hard. Hey, oh my goodness, I just got a snack delivery! Just in time for the final battle. Thank you. The fuel we need to save the world. Yeah, she said she'd be around by 4, but she'd text. Alright.
Let's finish.
What did Alana bring me to eat? Some chicky nuggies. My favorite snack. Chicky nuggies to fuel me through the final confrontation with the steel garrote. They're very hot though, so you're gonna have to wait a minute. Oh, was Juliana the bathhouse owner? Did I get my girls mixed up? I thought she was the healer down in Lowtown that saved us. Well, regardless, whatever lady she is, she's doing well, so that's good. What sauce? I've got ketchup for sauce. Oh, no, you're right. Juliana must have been the bathhouse owner, because this is the healer. Liviana. Similar names. They got the Annas. They mixed me up.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Liviana, don't you ever take a break?
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you. Fighting the steel garrote. What have you got to say for yourself?
Nice to see you too, Liviana.
Well, at least you're alive. Try and keep it that way. Kai, is this your doing?
Come on. I couldn't have kept her out of the action if I wanted to.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess.
Don't worry, this will be over soon.
I hope you're right, Envoy. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Wait a second. Jada? Jada Castell? What are you doing in the middle of this?
Surviving. It's good to see you, Liviana. Unfortunately, we're on a tight schedule. Do you need anything? Money? Supplies?
Once this is over, I could always use another pair of hands at the clinic. The invitation's still open.
Thank you, but I've decided to tough it out as an animancer. On my own terms. Can you manage without me?
Are you kidding? I'm happy for you. Besides, I've got Chico on bandage duty. I just wanted you to know there's a place here whenever you want it. Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Fingers crossed.
Come on. You know this. You practiced with Uncle Capo 100 times. Tight, but not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow.
Well, there's a lot of dead people here, but there's also living people. There's a Magronite prayer in her pocket. Fear not the flames of conflict, for they shape all things. Through your strength she makes her will manifest. Walk in her light and you will find peace. What's the name of my wand? Yeah, it's Fisto the Powerful. No, it's actually called Cruel Command. But yeah, good old Fisto from Fallout New Vegas. Alright, well, good to see that there are people inside Paradis still alive and well, because the people outside mentioned that they hadn't actually heard anything from anyone inside the city in a few days. You know, kind of presuming that everyone in here had died, but no, there's lots of people still holed up and doing alright. Oh! Do y'all... Do you guys see that? Okay, I gotta focus on this battle, but, you guys saw that, right? Oh yeah. That is a giant magfolk. Are we gonna have to fight that? That's a whole ass boy up there. Okay, I gotta keep my eyes in front of me. They keep getting distracted. Fisto, the wand that fists your enemies before setting them on fire, you say. Yes, that's correct. That's exactly what I've been doing to my enemies for the last however many hours since we've had this wand. Fisting with a side of burning. That's my motto. Woo! Dodged just in time there. Okay. God damn. I just need these guys to die so we can focus on the real problem, which is that giant magfolk. Straight ahead there. Oh, apparently I just reached max level? I got an achievement for it, but I didn't even get a pop-up that I leveled up. Oh, there we go. Alright, apparently max level is level 30 because I just got the achievement for it. Oh my god. Okay, we got our final ability point. We actually had 2 here to spend. Put it in Meteor Shower to reduce the essence cost of it. And then let's just put one in Secret of Rime for a bit of frost accumulation. We've also got a final attribute point to spend. I think we'll put it in Might because more damage the better. It's been my philosophy throughout the entire playthrough. And now, okay, we'll leave you guys to secure this square. I've got my eyes on the real enemy. How the fuck are we gonna take that thing down?
Demands your submission.
That sounds like Ludwin. Also, I can't believe how different Paradis looks.
I'm with you to the end.
Are we not gonna fight that giant? Okay. Alright. Honestly, I'd rather just fight Ludwin. Hi. I figured it would come to this. Here we are.
So, you survived the garden. I wasn't sure you'd make it out alive. You surprised me yet again. What a shame to kill you now after everything we've seen together.
You know, we don't have to fight.
Don't be so naive. Don't make this more painful than it has to be. Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Your order, I assume.
Naturally. The Burned Queen has plans for this island, and I am her steadfast will. The only question is, what's to be done with you? You, who were once so bright and promising.
Her mind is already made up. She's just toying with us.
100%.
Sapadal may be gone, but their offspring remains. And I cannot suffer even a remnant to live. Congratulations on being the last of your kind.
She's a real piece of shit, isn't she? You asked me to kill Sapadal, and now you're asking me to die.
I'm merely finishing what you started. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
Alright. If you attack, I won't hesitate to defend myself.
All this time, I knew you'd be worthy prey. Don't let me down. Farewell, Envoy.
Here we go.
There's no coming back this time. Prepare yourself for the next world.
Let's finish this. Together.
I ate my nuggies and I'm ready to battle to the death. Let's fucking do this. We knew the day would come when we had to fight Inquisitor Ludwin, and guess what? The day is here. This is what we've prepared for. I'd already killed a god today. I'm not sure why she thinks her chances are going to be any better. But I mean, she is awfully full of herself, isn't she? So, shouldn't shock me. It's true though. She asked us to kill Sopadal, but even that wasn't enough. Uh-oh, is this some sort of phase 2? Oh yeah. Oh, she's going Super Saiyan. Okay. So we had half her health down, and now Wodika is helping her out. I'm here to slap bitches and eat nuggies, and I'm all out of nuggies. Healing is cheating, I know. It's so rude. I definitely don't have pockets full of healing potions or anything. So you shouldn't be doing it either. Ooh. That stomp. We had talked earlier about her stepping on us, and I guess she heard our conversations, because that's exactly what she's doing here. Ooh. I'm here to kick ass and chew chicken nuggies. That's right. Alright, she's almost down. Ooh. She moves quick. Come on. There we go. She's down.
Help me one last time.
All you can do is cry to mommy when you lose? I see how it is. So you actually have to take down Ludwin 3 times. And each time she summons minions, the 3rd time, she has 2 pristine Magfolk with her, which are the hardest enemies we fought in the game so far, plus Ludwin. If you were wondering if the final boss fight would live up to its name and actually be the toughest fight in the game, yeah, it is. This is freaking insane. This is absolutely freaking insane. I'm just throwing everything I got. Knocking back every potion we have. Getting knocked flat on my ass, but most importantly, always getting back up. Alright, Magfolk are down. Woo! Summoning literally every element. Ice, fire, electricity. You name it, I'm raining it down on Ludwin. This is honestly an epic final boss fight.
Where are you?
You done?
No! Don't abandon me now!
No!
This is it!
So there's actually 4 phases to this boss fight. This game's given a JRPG a run for its money. This is crazy. Phase 4, Inquisitor Ludwin. If you don't come into the final boss fight stocked up on potions, you're probably gonna have a tough time, because this is almost like a battle of attrition at this point. Just keep flinging spells. She's down. Oh, she dead. The fire in her skeletal eyes has burned out. Wodeka has left her.
Wherever Ludwig is now, she must be seething.
Probably.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
There you have it. We saved Paradise, although they're gonna have a lot of rebuilding to do. But Ludwig is dead. We've got victorious music playing, so that means we won, right? We're the good guys?
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. There is an absence in your thoughts where Sapadal dwelled. Once, the god of the living lands would have flinched at this rare moment of tranquility. Instead, they are one with the silence. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The dream scourge is over. And
the monkeys! Or the lemurs!
A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the origin of the plague has been destroyed, put out of its misery, and leave it at that. Thanks to you, the living lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Paradise's rebels cannot accept your version of independence. After the assassin Egwolf died in custody, only a few of his people ally themselves with the United Settlements. To them, you will always be the oppressor. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. Though free, Shatterscarp is still haunted by the surviving dream thralls after the destruction of Naku Kubel. The routine hunt for the remaining monsters becomes part of Thirdborn's everyday life, another chore atop a hardscrabble existence with few comforts. The youthful make a game of the hunt, retrieving artifacts from the dead to return to those they left behind. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the living lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. Unable to pass up the opportunity, Yatsley takes her place beside Reengrim. Under the tutelage of the Archmage of Terror, Yatsley sees her own power grow beyond her wildest expectations. But Reengrim is a strict master, and the visits to Quilichi
Oh, I feel like every single one of our companions had a good
leaving her
ending
with her
except
grimoire and a
Yatsley.
pile of letters to warm her in her twilight
Oh,
years.
that's too bad.
Alone in your thoughts, you feel endless opportunities stretching out before you.
Some of this art
This
here
is
at the end
freedom
is
Sabadon
absolutely
never
beautiful,
had.
by the way.
You promise to cherish it. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet
That's
you with
awesome.
open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Wow, I feel like that was a very quick move there into the credits. But there you have it. That is Avowed. I think all things considered, we got a pretty good ending there at the end. I didn't like, Yatsley didn't really get a happy ending, and things weren't perfect. I didn't expect anything to be perfect, but all things considered, I think we got a really good ending there. The Living Lands were able to remain independent. They were able to come together, see past their differences. The dwarves actually opened themselves up a bit more. Some of the cities rebuild. They used animancy to revitalize the lands. All of our companions, except Yatsley, kind of lived happily ever after. There's no more Sop at all. It looks like Wodeka left the Living Lands alone. Adair certainly did. Honestly, as far as endings go, I think that was as close to a happy ending that we possibly could have gotten here in Avowed. I'm really happy with how everything turned out, and it makes me confident that we sort of made the right choices throughout our playthrough. What I am interested in seeing how much the ending can vary depending on your choices. I know Euro already said earlier that he had a very different ending, so I think I'm gonna have to take some time and do a little bit of research after the stream and sort of see what are the other choices and what the other endings could have been. I definitely would like to replay at some point and just play completely differently. That's what I usually always do in RPGs, is, you know, I'll come back to them after a while and just basically pick the exact opposite options than I did in my playthrough, but it obviously won't be something I do right now. I can't replay a 50-hour RPG right back. I'm not sure if Obsidian actually has any plans for DLC for the game. If they do, that would probably be a perfect opportunity for me to revisit, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with our ending, and regardless of what you think about the ending, that is Avowed. All in all, that was a fantastic game. I definitely had a few criticisms, mostly about the storytelling and your choices or lack thereof, but the complaints were not big enough to diminish the fact that this is a beautiful game visually. It's so much fun to play. It is an awesome world they've built. They gave you some great companions, and for the most part, I did really enjoy the story. So Thank you to all of you who came along with me on this Avowed journey. It was a bit of a long one. It took us 14 streams. We've been at it now for, well, ever since the game came out, about 2 months, and slowly sort of working our way through the game. Not rushing, making sure that we saw everything there was to see. And I think, for the most part, we had a pretty complete Avowed journey. So there you have it. That is Avowed. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the game. If you ever want to catch up on any of the playthrough, you can of course head over to the YouTube channel where I have uploaded all the VODs. You can watch Avowed anytime, anywhere, but for now that ends our story. Euro, I definitely want to hear about your ending later on. If you want to send me a message, I'd be interested to hear what you got for your ending. But that is our ending, ladies and gentlemen. So we're done with Avowed for today. We'll actually be back on stream tomorrow, continuing our first playthrough of Blue Prince, which is another amazing game that's came out in 2025. We're only 5 months into 2025 and already some absolute banger games have come out. Avowed was incredible. Blue Prince so far is shaping up to be incredible. From everything I've heard, Expedition 33 is incredible. Can't wait to play that later in the week. So far, I think we are being treated to some fantastic games here in 2025, and I'm very excited to play some more of them. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow evening with Blue Prince, and then later this week for our birthday stream as well. So lots of streams coming up this week, but for now, that is it for me. On this lovely May the 4th. May the 4th be with all of you guys. And speaking of May the 4th, we're going to keep the celebrations rolling. Not that we had much of a Star Wars celebration here on my end today, but my good friend Zippy is currently streaming, and Zippy is playing a Star Wars game today. Zippy is playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So how about we head over and say hello to Zippy. We will wish him a happy May the 4th. Otherwise, thank you all again so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night for some Blue Prince. Thanks, guys.